Alright, welcome back to our continuing adventures on the Let's Defend platform. Today we are tackling underneath the incident responder path, SOC174 or DogWalk O-Day activity. EventID is 124. Let's see, allowed, hostname, diagcab server. So that the diagcab file was run with msdt August 11th, 2022, 0758. Understand how this happened and what happened next. Alert trigger, we're gonna alert trigger reason. Running a diagcab file with msdt. Okay. So this is, all right, let's take the host IP. We'll run the stuff through log management. And we got a couple different things. We see the system reaching out over port 53 to 8888. So 53 UDP is DNS, as denoted by type. And 8888 and 8844 are the Google DNS servers. So that is attempting to, so it wants to query for an ngrok.io address. I'm assuming that's the response that follows up. 3134.39.220, to in which we see here the destination was the response over 443. So it's grabbing the package. And it looks like it downloaded it, a calc.exe, into app data roaming Microsoft Windows start menu program startup calc.exe. I'm willing to bet that's not the real calc. Okay, and this was the 11th. So if we take a look at the emails, we do have from development list to Jack Hanna, or Henma, on the 11th, 7:55. And here is our link to the ngrok.io address that goes to hotfix 895.214.diagcab. It's obviously targeted. Okay, well, endpoint management. So there's the jackdev server. Browser history. And we're looking for, so just before that, links Hotjar, Cora, Typeform, Mailgun, password reset notification, and then we get the actual at 8:01. And then we don't get anything else for 12 minutes roughly. And then apparently we're going about and we're checking out the Steam store, and then we're checking out GitHub. So realistically, the biggest portion out of all this looks to be the 08/01/18. And the event time was 7:59. So it must have been pulled down and then run at that particular point? Yeah. DNS stuff was 07:57. And the payload actually being on the system is 07:58. Command history, no command logs. Network connections. The time's missing, but same date. And there's the network connection to the ngrok.io 3.134.39.220. So let's take a look at process list. Sysmon. Okay, good. Yep, so there's the msdt calling the cab. Let's defend user downloads, and then the hotfix that was pulled down. All right, what's the PowerShell doing? Start, sleep, 30 seconds. Okay, less than helpful. But we do have a hash. That's the address we observed in the perimeter. That was the first response for 0758. So let's see. And we go through and do the check. Right now the stuff is 404, 404. And then of course if we take the hash for the calc.exe, it's not calc. So 57 out of 71. Obviously nothing good. So let's see, tell us exactly what we're dealing with here. Seraph, Eldorado, Leon M, Snake Trojan, doing an IP check. What's this? Suspicious. So I think we kind of know that. Oh, snake keylogger. So effectively, and we don't have a time that this kicked off and ran, do we? Somewhere between 0759 and, well, technically 0758 and 801. So it might give us something a little bit more. So if we take a look at the web browsing history. So obviously we have this one, 801. So if it's keylogger, you figure, okay, past that point, as long as he didn't have to log into Steam, he'd be for whoever, Jack, right? Yeah, Jack would be perfectly fine, or as long as they didn't have to sign into their GitHub account. But then everything before that would be okay. So at least there's that, I guess. All right. So we know that it dropped a keylogger onto the system. And unfortunately, there's not any sort of follow-up data afterwards to denote payload package being sent out. It all just kind of stops on the 11th, which, okay. So I think we've got enough right off the bat just to request containment. I don't see any indications that anything was stopped, especially seeing as how calc.exe is running via the process list, which has the malicious hash. Warm. Of course, I guess I am dressed up a little bit more than normal. No white t-shirt. More water. While we wait. But yeah, I don't see anything here that Makes me feel remotely comfortable with not having this quarantined and not having this sucker nuke paved. And effectively those ngrok.io addresses should be nuked. Blocked at the perimeter. So this box should have sysmon, but we can go through, see about grabbing the cab file, assuming it's still on the system. If not, we might be able to just kind of go back, use the sysmon logs to get like a hash to be able to kind of break that portion out. Maybe there's a chance that we'll have an additional couple of hits on VT if we can just check that diagcab. Of course, I guess after this we can technically confirm if sysmon collaborates the story. Okay, for bereavement of time, I'm going to pause. I'll pick back up as soon as the connection finishes. Okay, and we're back at it, and we're looking at Steam. So, just to verify. I don't see calc running. So there's the hotfix. And downloads. So, let's see. Okay. Don't remember as to whether or not if. Okay, apparently we do. So let's just do virus total and we'll go from there. Then we'll take a look and see if calc is actually where we're expecting it to be. Oops, wrong one. I'm shocked, I say. Shocked. DogWalk. Okay. Oh, wait, I forgot. In order to do the transfer, there's the whole aspect of the clipboard to try to manage. Okay, that's fine. So we want to go elsewhere. We want to go here. It's app data roaming. Microsoft. Windows. Start menu. Programs. Startup. Calc and calc2.exe. That's. Oh, it added. Okay, well. So I've got that in there. Let's just go back. Let's choose a file. We got the detections, which is great, but so that's calc.exe, so that would be the same one that we had before, yes? I think so. So then we want the whatever the exe2 is. Oh, it's the legit one provided by Microsoft, apparently. So that was just labeled calc.exe2. And we'll put that parentheses legit. Copy. At least according to all that. And that previous. Okay, so we've got all that confirmed. That's the hotfix cab. So then effectively we've been able to grab, I mean, realistically everything we need. I mean, I suppose we can go through, take a look at the sysmon logs and just verify from that point. Although we probably really don't even need to go that far, honestly. I mean, we've uploaded everything, so I can't imagine that there's going to be anything worth. Okay. Sysmon, there it is. Okay, well, we've got this. Let's make this as small as possible. We're not looking for stuff for the 17th. We only want... There we go, the 11th. That's after the fact. All right, so it's in range. Actually, how does this? Just make sure, okay, that it's coming across. So Chrome, add the Quora, hold down a temp file. Okay, there's the query. So we're confirming. We have it pulled down, and then we have the hash. So let's 2B or 24B289, ending in BFFA0C. Okay, yep, all right. Is there anything in here that's worth anything? Well, that's kind of interesting. Contents. A swastika, and I have no idea what the other. Some Asian calligraphy? Can't imagine that was expected. Okay, so that's all the stuff being dumped. Yes. Yep. It's pulling the stuff down. Process created. So here's the kickoff confirming msdt.exe with the /cab options, calling our hotfix 895.214. And then we have run DLL. So is that dav set cookie, and then it's the ngrok. And then that stuff runs through, and now it's dumping the calc.exe2, which was the legit copy. It's apparently putting it in the tfs underscore dav. And then we get the bad one drop down. And then it's doing another query. And okay, so, and then we're still at 758 then. Type form, sumo logic. Excuse me. Tracking plan. No VNC. Zapier. Automate workflow, huh? Builder, Cloudinary, so just a bunch of DNS requests after the fact. Oh, where we got? Really? Wireshark was kicked off? We're doing a dump. So apparently somebody already went through and created capture. And then a bunch of cleanup stuff. Let me guess, this is just before the system gets shut down. Or there's about. Maybe? No, because this goes all the way up until 8:17. So 8:01, we have another run of the run DLL. And then we create a task host. And we got another DNS query for ngrok. See if we can find a scheduled task. So let's just hide empty locations. Oh, I have not used this since apparently a few versions ago, I guess. Ready, okay. So do we still have the virus total creations, verify code signatures, submit unknown images, rescan? Okay, TOCs, which is fine. Yes, we did. I swear. So we got Steam and all this good stuff. So just see if anything just kind of stands out. At least not so much on the scheduled tasks. This looks kind of sort of like what I would expect. So these are the cleanup tasks we observed in Sysmon running through. Dog doing dog things. Hmm. Interesting. Doesn't show up at all, but I thought this would have picked up. But apparently not. Hmm. Yeah, I don't see that particular location being called out. Huh, okay. Well, I tried. I think we've got enough confirmation of everything. So let's go back and let's grab it. Well, crap. I logged out and logged back in to try to avoid that from happening in the first place, but apparently that didn't quite seem to help too much. We did. We verified. This is a true positive. Let us start the IR float. Root cause was the email sent to jack.hanema at letsdefend.io from developer-list2022@gmail.com. Oh, we're going to have a lot of things to kind of go back on this. Oops, crap. Oh, well, I don't think that one's overly important. So we've got the diagnostic cab. And then this one should match 4C5, blah, 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 ending in 6982, 6982. Okay, we've got all that then. Okay, so it's the email. So, phishing. Risks the organization. So far only one system. It is external to the organizations. Were credentials compromised? Well, effectively, keylogger is on the box and technically running, so I'm going to assume so. Sensitive data at risk? Well, I mean, it's a dev server, so I can't really imagine that it's going to be too terrible. So I'm going to say hi to the Jack dev server. Persistence. Boot or logon auto start execution. Privilege escalation detected at all? Actually, no, it wasn't. What technique was used? So it's going to be keylogging, so it's going to be input capture. Does the device need to be isolated? Yes, we've done that already. We'd back up the evidence, so everything we've got there, and we would just nuke and pave from no good backup. So lessons learned. How did it happen? Jack failed at phishing. Was basically tricked on clicking on a very weird looking link and then kicking off a supposed Microsoft hotfix from a non-Microsoft address. How about staff and management? So staff in terms of Jack, that's outright fail. T1, let's see, they saw it run to the diagcab. They didn't understand how this happened, what happened next. We'll give them 50 out of 50, 50 out of 100, 50%. I mean, they know that something looks weird. They just don't understand the how, but enough that they escalated it. Staff and management do differently next time. Not fall for phishing. Better controls as to who gets to run what. Allow listing on the dev server. As for the T1, research on stuff, DogWalk and what is it, Fiona? What corrective actions can prevent similar incidents in the future? Well, better firewall controls. Outright blocking of the ngrok.io domain. Additional controls that secure what writes to the startup folder. Scheduled tasks, things like that. And I mean, at least a fairly decent AV. Of course, now granted, this is now, what, 6 days after the supposed event took place. But, we still have 19 out of 59 engines detecting. So, I mean, especially semantic, which supposedly this box had. Supposedly. Maybe some additional defenses at the perimeter. Additional scanning, stuff like that. So basically swap out whatever it is they're using. Something that does download scans. What else do we have? What precursor indicators should watch for? Any sort of traffic going to that ngrok.io domain. Any potential downloads of anything .diagcab. Well, goody. Now we go to the artifacts. Okay, so we are going to have email domain. We're going to have the email sender. We are going to have how many? It's technically the ngrok/package, right? Oh, and then we have the one that's in the email. So we'll put email in there. So why don't we just, let's get the email stuff knocked out right now. Obviously, we can't do much of anything with the Gmail, because I have to imagine that they're going to want to keep that open. Google Mail. Fisher. Okay. Phishing malware. And then the one that's payload is malware, or the package is payload. And then we have, what, the 2 MD5s? Ooh. We also have the DNS response for the what was it? Man. Okay, so then all that we need left is the MD5s. So this is our calc.exe. And then we should have our actual DogWalk Ode. And this is just the hotfix. Diagcab. DogWalk. Next. Phishing email. DogWalk. diagcab file leading to execution of snake keylogger. Get it all played out. Close that sucker. It is true positive. Well, what did I get? I did not get which technique was used in the credential access attack. And of course, we don't have the official report to kind of take a look and figure out where I missed on that one. Oh well, we don't get it all. That's okay. So, that has been the walkthrough in regards to SOC 174 DogWalk O-Day activity. Event ID 124. Type generic for August 11th, 2022, 07:59 local time. And with all that being said, oh, a little over 40 minutes. All right then. All that being said, I will see everyone in the next video.